When someone casually asks, "How are you?" do you ever hesitate for just a second? You quickly search for an answer. "I'm okay," or "just tired," anything that sounds believable enough to end the conversation. You do this because in that moment, you honestly don't have an answer. You are searching for a signal that isn't there. The truth is usually a confusing middle ground. You aren't completely sad, but you certainly aren't happy either. You are highly functional, working, smiling, and keeping up appearances, but somewhere inside, it feels like you've lost the ability to reach yourself. It's easy to look at that internal numbness as a failure. In reality, your brain is executing a sophisticated protective protocol, prioritizing your ability to function over the heavy cognitive and emotional load of processing complex feelings. This state of numbness is a tactical retreat by the nervous system.
To bridge that gap, we have to look at the specific environmental conditions that made feeling seem like an expensive risk to your survival. Most people assume that emotional disconnection means their feelings have simply vanished. That's rarely true. The emotions are still fully intact. They've just been drowned out by the relentless, deafening noise of your everyday life. Think back to the environments you've had to navigate. Maybe you spent years having to be the strong one who held everything together. Or maybe when you did try to express yourself in the past, you were judged or ignored. Over time, your mind extracted a clear lesson from those environments. Feeling things makes you vulnerable, and vulnerability is a liability. To maintain stability, your brain prioritizes the heavy demands of surviving over the luxury of emotional expression. Because of this, your internal monologue permanently shifts. Instead of asking, "How do I feel?" your brain strictly asks, "What needs to be done next?" Slowly, the drive for achievement replaces the space for awareness. Constant responsibility replaces quiet reflection. And the consequence of that constant outward focus is a total, entirely unnoticed loss of your internal world. To understand why this happens, we have to look at biological logic. The human brain is engineered for one primary goal: immediate physical survival. Long-term happiness and self-actualization are secondary. That there is a hidden cost to this efficiency. Ignored emotions do not evaporate. Your brain simply buries them deeper into your subconscious, where they sit and they wait. Eventually, the pressure builds, and those buried feelings begin leaking out in strange, uncontrollable ways. You might find yourself intensely irritated by a minor inconvenience, or feeling strangely hollow and empty during moments that should bring you joy. You might even experience a sudden, tearful breakdown over a spilled cup of coffee and wonder why you're overreacting. But you aren't reacting to the coffee. That breakdown is the explosive result of hundreds of unacknowledged emotions finally demanding your attention all at once. If you recognize this pattern in yourself, here is a crucial shift in perspective. Your mind is not your enemy. The emotional distance you feel right now was created specifically to prevent you from being crushed by pain you couldn't process at the time. That psychological distance was a necessary shield. It successfully allowed you to keep moving, to keep working, and to navigate through periods of your life that were overwhelmingly difficult. But while that neurological distance guarantees your physical survival, it actively prevents actual living. It leaves you functioning flawlessly on the outside, while feeling completely alienated from your own vitality on the inside. The good news is, reversing this process doesn't require you to suddenly understand or label your entire emotional spectrum overnight. That's too much pressure, and your brain will likely reject it. Instead, healing requires a much smaller, foundational shift. You need to replace the impossible question of, "What exactly am I feeling?" with a much simpler question: "What am I noticing physically right now?" Think of your physical body as an early warning system. It processes and stores emotional data long before your conscious mind can attach a logical label to it. You bypass the mind's emotional block by simply sitting with your physical sensations. Notice the tension in your shoulders or the heaviness in your chest. Just observe those physical cues with pure curiosity and absolutely zero judgment. The mind only becomes safe enough to reveal these hidden signals when we stop demanding they be immediately fixed or solved. By approaching your physical tension with curiosity rather than criticism, you create the internal safety required for self-understanding to actually grow. Admitting "I don't know" is the first honest moment where that safety begins to return. You can start rebuilding this connection today with a few quiet habits. Pause for 1 minute daily without any distractions. Check what your body is experiencing before you ask what your mind is thinking. And stop judging your emotions as good or bad. Treat them purely as information. This emotional distance is the logical outcome for a mind that spent years prioritizing endurance over experience. Your internal world didn't disappear. It simply moved out of reach to stay safe while you were in survival mode. Reconnecting with these emotions isn't about forcing yourself to become an entirely new person. It's about safely returning home to the person you've been all along. Have you ever struggled to answer the simple question, "How are you really?" Let us know your story in the comments. It might remind someone else they aren't alone in this. And if you found this helpful, subscribe to Brain Library for more deep dives into the hidden psychology of how we think, feel, and grow. Until next time, take care of your mind.